Hello, everyone. Jane A here from Your Way Weight Loss. Hi, Leash.
Hi.
Okay, today we're talking about, I guess the words diet culture, and we're googling it, and we just like want to have a really good conversation together about it. And really, to be honest, I had never Googled what was diet culture, because I've never seen Euro weight loss in that light. You get what I mean? Like,
We also are people who do not label things.
right?
You and
You're
I are
right.
very much, we don't need a label on things to understand things. So we don't feel like we need to fit in a box necessarily.
You're right. We've never labeled ourselves, like we've never titled ourselves anything. And so what brought those two words together, diet culture, is actually on TikTok. And then I'm like, okay, we actually really enjoy learning about the perception of people, like what people perceive things. And it's like, oh, interesting that that's your perception. Let's talk about it. We love talking.
Also, can we just say the way that this person posed their question was so polite. She just said, "No hate at all. I just want to understand how are you different than diet culture?" And I really appreciated that. The way and you know what? Respect. I love having conversations with people about when we can have open conversations without being mean and mad at each other.
Absolutely, like adults. And also
Yes.
her side to the question was really, she said, how can you say that you're not a diet or a part of diet culture, but yet you're helping people lose weight? And, I sent a message to Alicia and I was like, what is diet culture? Is it just like no one's allowed to lose weight? Like, what does that mean? Can you want to lose weight? Like, really trying to get into like, again, I knew we weren't a diet because my perception of a diet is something that is strict and doesn't allow you to choose, and is almost like obsessive. And that's my perception of it. So we Googled for you, everyone. And I mean, don't trust everything you read on Google. Let's just say that.
Oh my gosh. Do you know what?
Oh,
It actually, it upset me a little bit because the first thing that came up when I Googled it was 5 ads that were legit what you could identify as diet culture. Lose 15 pounds in 1 month, target belly fat, like that is diet culture.
well, that's diet culture in my mind, like
Yes.
that. So that's why I'm like, how can she, in my mind, I'm like, how can you watch our TikToks and think we're part of diet culture? And then I'm like, is it because we're trying to help people who want to lose weight in a way that is not part? Like, anyways, I had so many thoughts. Tell me exactly what you Googled. What were the words?
Well, there was 2 things that I Googled. When I got that information, here's the question I posed. Can you lose weight without being a part of diet culture? And that's kind of a question that's going on out there right now in the world. Amy Porterfield is someone who I follow. She's a marketer, but she's doing her own kind of like journey. She's got an amazing journey. It's called Talking Body, I think, the podcast, if you guys want to listen to it. But she is basically exploring that question. Can I love myself while trying to lose weight? And I guess just because you're trying to lose weight, does that put you in the category of diet culture?
Exactly. And that was my question to you when I sent an email, when I sent you that message after seeing that comment, was like, what, wait a minute. What is diet culture? If she's asking that, that's her perception of what it means when you're just trying to lose weight. That was not my perception of what was diet culture. And let's just be real here as well. Google does not Google does not decide what is right or wrong. Let's be real. You decide that within your own perception.
Yeah,
So that is where we kind of also need to listen to this podcast with an open mind, that this is a conversation with different people's perception of things, and we're just talking about it.
I love it. So let's have this conversation. And then at the end, let's revisit if we think it is possible to help people lose weight without being a part of diet culture.
Perfect.
So
I mean,
fun.
I already
Okay.
have my perception and my answer.
So here we go. Diet culture is a society that places value on being a certain size, weight, and shape overall over actual health.
Oh, wow. Okay. Whew.
So that was my first definition.
That was your first definition that you found when you looked up what is diet culture?
Correct.
Okay, wow. Wow. Okay, so many of those things. Can you read the like this the bullet points of you said weight,
Yeah.
you
So
value
it's
your weight?
your weight, your size, and your shape over your health.
Wow. Okay. 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 So basically, it's almost like saying you're losing weight in a way where that's what you value behind your weight loss journey.
And that basically you're not considering any other factors in your journey, that your journey is just about the losing the weight, being a certain size. That's the focus.
Wow. Okay. Okay, well, right there, I think it's clear that we can say that that's not what we do at Your Weight Loss. So that makes me feel good. Like just knowing that it's not about wanting, because you can want to change your physical appearance, the way you feel, the way you can want that, and your intentions aren't to value only that, and that there's a number attached to it, and that you don't care about your happiness. Or okay, I see where this is
And
going.
like, let's just have that little conversation right now because there is almost like a taboo right now around weight loss. And it's almost like you're not allowed to want to lose weight. It's almost like if you're trying to lose weight, you don't love yourself or, accept yourself. And I mean, I personally do not feel that those two things have to be together. Like I think you can look at trying to improve yourself and still love yourself and still see your worth and your value so much bigger than how much you weigh.
Absolutely. And I don't think that if you're like, if you say this statement, I want to lose weight, that it necessarily means right away that I hate my current body. But you could be like, I want to love myself enough to, you know, increase the quality of my life. Like, I think there is that piece here that's important as well. I mean, we cannot paint everyone with the same brush as to why they want to lose weight or where they start off when they want to lose weight. There is a place, there is a point maybe in one's life where they are limited because of their weight, you know? Um,
100%.
so it's like that person that maybe wants abs, which, excuse me, you can totally want abs if you want abs while loving yourself without abs. Does that make sense? But there is a part where, yes, if I go from not being overweight to abs, maybe I'm not increasing the quality of my life, but I still want to lose weight, right? So there's that piece where you can want that as well. But there is a part in one's life where, yes, weight loss will equal increasing the quality of your life.
And nowhere did it say that. Do you know what I mean? Like, no,
Right.
like, you know, uh, and it's not because of the act of being skinnier is going to increase quality of life. That is not what we're saying at all. We're speaking from the experience of two people who were overweight, who lived their lives overweight. And I didn't even realize how limited or tired I was, or and not even just limited physically, like mentally, what I wasn't doing, experiences I was not doing because of my weight. So that was holding me back. Now, having said that, I would never look at tell them that they should want that experience that I wanted. So,
Absolutely. But what we are saying is it's okay if you do.
and it's okay if you don't. Like, it's like,
Yes.
how about we just stop judging what people want for themselves? How about we just let people chase what they want?
How about we stop judging people for what brings them joy? What brings them happiness? I think we're at a place in society where we are judging what other people choose as what makes them happy, which makes me just so sad.
Absolutely. And you know what? I just like, need to talk about obviously when our members come to us, the first thing we ask them, why do you want to lose weight? Okay, you're here. Why? Okay. And
Yeah.
if they say to lose 20 pounds or, to fit in a certain size, we say, no, why? We're digging way deeper. We actually encourage our members not to set a goal target of weight loss. We would never tell a member how much they should weigh. Never. There is
Or how
no
they
go
should
weight.
look.
There's
So
no look.
basically everything that you said there in those bullet points of weight, look, blah blah blah, like none of those things are
None.
being are shoulds in your weight loss. Okay,
No.
next point. What else did you
Okay.
find?
So it says that diet culture promotes the false notion that health equals to thinness.
Fitness?
Thinness.
Oh, thinness.
So if you're
Okay.
thin, you're healthy.
Wow. Okay.
Diet culture promotes that.
All right. Oh, okay. And that is probably part of the movement we see, Leash, where it's like, I'm not thin, but I'm healthy. Because we see that a lot on Instagram. And, so what are our opinions on, or how can we also not be judging the people that are thin and say they're not healthy? That's also a piece of this, right? Because I have had some comments, si tu veux, that my thinness might not be considered healthy for some. And again, I think it all comes down to perception. It all comes down to opinions. And if the diet you're on promotes that, that's a problem. I do agree, absolutely. And what is health is off. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. And then I want to talk about another point about okay. So I do want to say that I do get a little fired up when I see programs promoting extreme quick weight loss, and like like that does grind on me. That's like, okay, why are we even, they're just promoting basically suffering long enough to get to the size that you've always wanted to be. Like, so,
I get, and I
it's not
also
like,
get, yes. Can I add on to that, Leash? I 100% agree with you about how they promote how to get there. But I also get fired up when I only see like one type of human being successful with that program. Like everyone has like perfect boobs and abs. Like I can't sometimes. I'm like, and they're all like, they all look the same. And I'm like, I am sorry. Even if you do whatever you say there, that even if you do whatever they say that you need to do to lose weight, you're not going to look like that. They just like took three people that are very similar, that are exactly physically what you dream of. And they're like, oh, look what these three people, but thinking, oh, if these three different people, but no, they just like that was there for a reason. Like they chose those three people for a reason.
they took a certain body type and
That's
showed
what I mean.
them.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you look at your body type, like the way that you carry your weight,
Yeah.
there is just like you wouldn't end up that way because of the shape of your body. And so imagine, and you're not a vulnerable person, but imagine as a vulnerable person seeing that. And basically the issue with diet culture is women constantly, constantly, constantly trying to strive for that thing that isn't even a thing.
Yeah. And I just want to point this out. Even this morning, Leash, like we all know that my thicker area is my bottom half, right? And you posted that picture of you when you were probably like 200, and that before picture where you're naked. How much did
Yeah.
you weigh in that picture?
Probably close to 200, I think.
Okay. Well, put Jose at 200. We're both 5'9". I looked at your lower part and your thicker boobs, belly area, and then your lower part is smaller. That is what you look like at 200 pounds. Well, if you put me at 200 pounds, that is not what I would have, that is not the same shape. So thinking that once you lose the fat, you look the same is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
So now when I look at your body, and even you and I at 165 looks different. Like even looking at you, your lower butter's way smaller. I can find a picture of me at 165. My upper body is smaller. Like, so it really is about how even it's not like our fat is all at the same place when we're overweight, and it won't be the same once we get to where we want to be. So like they took a body type, they take one body type that everyone looks up to and is like, wow. But that was chosen particularly for you to think that that's what you're going to look like once you lose your fat, but that's not what's going to happen.
It's not. And some people, so many people, that's why they're Googling how to lose fat in their belly, because guys, there are some people who, in order to have like visible abs, would have to live the most insane life. I would never say it's not possible, because it's certainly possible, but like genetically like for me to have the stomach that you have, I will have to do so much more than you have to do to get that.
Yep. And for me to get your legs, never going to happen for me. Like it's not gonna happen for me. Like,
And you know what? I heard, if you guys are listening to this, you might want to go watch Jose's Shake It Off video on our reels on our Instagram. Because she's really showing off all the bits. I love that video so much. And you're just so genuinely happy in it. And, a lot of people commented, yes, real bodies. But I need to say that everyone's body is a real body. Like,
yes, agreed. Like that message wasn't like, this is the only way. If someone doesn't have the jiggly legs, they don't have a real body. That is not it, but it's to be happy about your own.
I mean, and then there's the whole nother, my gosh, we could have like a whole nother conversation, and then there's the whole like Instagram influencer game where there's people who are insanely fit and are going in crazy positions to show their roles, which are like skin. And then that's a whole nother level because, they're like, oh, look, I have this too. But like, then someone that is at the beginning of their journey is looking at them as like, wow, like that,
Yeah, no, it's hard. It's a hard, and let's be real here. Let's have a small moment to say that being in this industry is a hard one. It's not easy to put yourself out there, want women to chase their happiness, want to help women that want this to increase the quality of their lives, be confident and all that. Like to do that in this industry in 2021 is not the easiest thing, guys. To say the
I
right
totally
thing,
agree.
to hashtag the right hashtag. I mean, guys, just so you know, like it's
I
something that that we work on.
That's a great point. And we are working on it. We're trying our best. Like our intentions are to show people that we have imperfections and that it is possible to be happy while you're losing weight. Okay. So let's talk about health. Because that word health to me means different to what health means to you.
Yep.
Who is right?
See, the thing is, guys, is you need to, when health comes around, it is not equal a number. Absolutely not. And you are not put on this earth to just weigh a certain number to be considered healthy, guys. So there's a part to this where you could be what paper would consider healthy, but yet your mental health is being sacrificed for that number. So it really
Yes.
is important that you need to, when someone says health versus, like, I get fired up. That's another thing that I get fired up on, is when someone's like looks at a picture of someone else and dares say that's not healthy. That
Or
gets to me.
or comments on what someone's eating and says
Oh,
that's
yes,
not
that's not
healthy.
healthy. Absolutely. Or like, I'm sorry, I drink Diet Coke. You could be like, oh, how can you drink Diet Coke and be, the face of your weight loss? Oh, like you got me there. Like, I don't even know where to start. There's so much to say. And who are you to say that about me? And like, it's just too much.
Like there's obviously certain things that I think probably everyone can agree are healthy, right? There's certain things that fruits and vegetables are healthy. I don't think anyone's going to argue with that. So
Yeah.
yes, you should eat fruits and vegetables because it's going to make you healthy. Okay. But then we have to remember that it is 2021, that we live in North America. And so the way in which our culture is built right now and what's available to us, I actually believe that we are setting people up to feel like failures when we basically tell them they have to eat only whole, clean food. What does that even mean? Like
And not
everyone
everyone
has a
has
different
access to that
idea,
as well.
huh?
Not everyone has access to that as well. Like,
No.
there's that piece where, don't paint, again, painting everyone with the same brush and saying things that is too, well, this is the only way, like that since when do we live that life of everyone's this, reacts the same way or lives the same type of life? Like, oof.
And someone might look at me and say, you know what, the amount of alcohol that you consume, that's not healthy.
Yeah.
Someone might look at someone else who doesn't move their body and say, that's not healthy.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know that moving our body is healthy, but we also don't know that person. And when we try and give people a list of things that they need to be healthy, I truly believe we are setting them up for failure.
Yeah.
And healthy to me is so much. It is feeling comfortable in your body, not being a certain size. Like, and I remember the moment I started to feel comfortable in my body and started to feel like my body wasn't limiting me,
Yeah.
that to me was a piece of my health.
Mm-hmm.
And then eating healthy food is a piece of my health. And then moving my body is a piece of my health. And you know what? Wine drinking is a part of my health.
Yeah.
And the only person that is allowed to decide what is healthy for them is them.
Oh, absolutely. And that can be for anything. What's a healthy relationship? What's like you cannot
So
choose
true.
that for someone else. So if you're listening and you're that person that's saying that these things, stop. Like I just feel like I really don't think that we should ever use the word that's not healthy or that is. You don't know that person. You don't live 24/7 with them. You don't know their mindset. You don't like there's so much. There's so much.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, so let's move on from that sentence and
Okay.
not call out people on their health.
No, let's just not. Like,
Let's just not
let's
do
just
that.
not.
Okay, cool.
Okay, next point. So, diet culture demonizes certain ways of eating, which we kind of touch on, while elevating others. So, for example, like the whole like paleo movement, which is basically like no sugar, like no dairy, no grains. It's like, or maybe you can have grains, but it's quite limiting.
Okay. So those diets would be considered obviously part of diet culture because they do demonize certain foods.
Correct.
Do you think that like a program like Weight Watchers, when they had points saying that a certain amount of food, that a food has certain amount of points, does that demonize? Do you think the underlying message is like, don't eat that because it has a lot of points? Like, do you wonder if they like would, I don't think
I
that was their intention. I think it was awareness.
I agree. Yeah, I don't think that they're demonizing, and they're not saying don't eat it. They're
Right.
just right.
Right.
They're trying to create awareness around eating it, that it is expensive to eat that.
I
So,
like that. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
but I do think that when we say you can't have junk food, what does that even mean?
Yeah, because one person's perception of what is junk food versus another is completely different.
Yes. When I was listening to someone speaking, it was a YouTube video I was watching, and he was sharing his experience with basically diet culture and how he almost created, disordered eating from it. His obsession with having only whole, real food, and how, like, sugar, that's a great one. Sugar is bad. Sugar is the devil. Sugar is addictive, and how extreme he went. And it was because of the demonization of specific food that really spiraled that.
I'm thinking of, the diets that I've done and I'm like, okay, like obviously there were rules that I needed to follow that I was annoyed with. Remember how I am with like, why are you telling me this? Like it was very interesting. Only now do I really recognize where my passion with Your Way really came. It was mostly about all the programs I've done. And even I would be the person that, I, I would never do things that seemed ridiculous to me, that my neighbor wouldn't have to do, that my friend wouldn't have to do. I was always that way. And so there were a few that I tried that after trying those ways of, you have these certain rules, you need to follow them. That's the only way to lose weight, and kind of questioning it and seeing that it was not sustainable. I was never attracted to something that was not sustainable. And I've even like just directly way before your weight loss was like, that sounds ridiculous. Like that's ridiculous to me. I was always like so real with what I wanted. Like there was one time where I was in the US and I was waiting for my Jeff was trying something at Macy's and there was a commercial on the cookie diet. So you would buy these cookies and that's all you could eat were the cookies, but like eat cookies and lose weight. And I remember watching that. I'm like, that sounds ridiculous. But sadly enough, people are watching that and they're like, that's the dream. You know what I mean? They were like using the overweight people. And at that time, I'm certainly heavier than I am right now, but I'm not digging those things. I'm like, that's ridiculous. What am I going to do? Take out my cookies when I go to Montana's on Saturday? Like, it's just like, I would always try to fit it in real life.
Exactly. And he was talking about that. He was talking about, not avoiding social situations, bringing his Tupperware, leaving to eat and then coming back. And like, so I understand people's concern for diet culture. Like I recognize that. And even more than ever, as we've dug deep into the messages that are very accessible to us in the world in 2021 that I'm shocked by, these people who are vulnerable, who are desperate to lose weight, I am sad for some of the messages that are out there for them. I mean,
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
you look at, you know, the underlying effects of probably most people my age did keto because that was like super popular when I was like, you know what I mean, in that
Yeah.
university age. And so it took me literally years to eat fruit without feeling like I was doing something wrong. How ridiculous is that?
Yes. It took me and even I'm a strong, like, I reflect and I'm a strong-minded person and I have my opinion but at the same time, like, when it came to my weight leash, I was vulnerable, and it was that one
Vulnerable.
thing. Both of us were like that. We wanted to, like, kind of like vulnerable, like, fix me, like, I'll do whatever, and I think Google and influencers out there are taking advantage of that vulnerability and not being honest.
Exactly. Not being honest. So I guess for me, I kind of have two pieces to this. I don't blame people for being mad at diet culture. Having said that, I don't think that we can um
Move
we
forward.
can say that every single program that is set up to help people lose weight is a piece of diet culture.
You can't say that, or you can?
I don't think you can. Like
No, I don't
I
think either, and this is what I wanted to say. Like, we cannot move forward from diet culture I without doing something that is completely the opposite and showing that we can lose weight as well. Like, we can't just ignore it as well and just all don't care about our health and our well-being and what we want out of life. Like, we can't just, like, oh well, it's either you're obese or you're within diet culture. No, there is a middle piece, and I think that we're putting that out there in the world, Alicia. Like, I think there needs to be a movement for us to move forward here, to say it is possible. This is how you do it, but we're being honest with the work that's put behind it, and we need to let go of the diet culture mentality.
Yep. And we're trying to show people that one, it's possible,
Yeah.
and that two, that you can be happy. Like it doesn't have to be this miserable, terrible thing, and that you're the boss. Like
Yes.
you are the boss.
You're the
You
boss of
decide
where you're going and how you're getting there.
and what you want to look like, how much you
Yeah,
want to weigh, what size pants you
exactly.
want to wear, what you want to eat, what you want to do for exercise, where you want to feel like you're done in your that weight loss part of your journey. You are the boss.
Yes, exactly. Anything else on that list?
I guess no. I just I want people listening to this to know that there's an alternative. I hope we're not the only people out there that's trying to promote this.
I don't know. Yeah, same. Like, I mean, we have found some people out there that we really relate to, like, that we're like, okay, they're like us. They're really trying to help people understand how to be able to lose weight without being restrictive and blah blah, finding that balance, and really your intentions behind your weight loss journey are the right ones, quote unquote, like they're the right ones. I think it all starts there. It all starts there. If you What are your intentions behind this weight you want to lose is almost everything.
It really is. It's like, do you want to increase the quality of your life? Or are you trying to lose 20 pounds so that you feel more comfortable in your bathing suit this summer? Like, which is it? Because how about we work on increasing the quality of our life, and maybe this summer we don't have the moment we want, but then we have it for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and it's the intention behind it. Like, you can be saying, like, that will increase the quality of my life if I feel comfortable in my bathing suit this summer. Um, Absolutely. But also, I will not do whatever it takes to lose the 20 pounds. No, your intentions need to be good on what you actually do as well. So why you want it and what you do.
Oh, absolutely. And these are all the things that we're teaching our members. And we're also teaching them to not wait until they hit X amount of number to feel comfortable in their bathing suit, to look at their bodies as they are and embrace all the bits and work on that happiness piece right now where they are, and use that skill as they continue for their journey. But you know
Because
what? Feeling more comfortable in your skin, guys, is maybe the most incredible gift I have ever given myself.
Yeah. And I think that, like, happiness is a big part of health. and being comfortable is a big part of health, and being confident is a big part of health, and being yourself is a big part of health. Like, so I think that we certainly put that message out there. When people want to listen, they like it, they love it, and they love us for it. And I think that we're not going to stop because we get questioned about, well, you're trying to lose, help people lose weight. So is this diet culture? I do think that we know that what we're trying to accomplish is the opposite. And we're trying to really allow women and men to increase the quality of their lives because that's what they want.
Bam.
Bam. All right, everyone. I personally really enjoyed this one.
It was a fun chat. It was serious.
It was more serious, but I mean, I think it's a good, obviously I love everything about reflecting and talking and communicating. So hopefully it'll get people to think about how they're doing whatever they're doing and if they have some changes to make or if they're on the right path of long lasting, sustainable weight loss.
Exactly.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Send us a DM on Instagram. Send us a message. What are your thoughts? How did you like this podcast? Like us on Instagram, all of our platforms, but find us under Your Way Weight Loss, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and our website, yourwayoursupport.com. Bye, everyone.
See ya.